What's up guys, Rob from Whitelines here. Welcome back to another series of quickfire Quiver reviews. We're going to be taking a look at some of our favorite collections from the top brands across the snowboard industry and help you filter through the tech jargon, the marketing spiel, and figure out which one is right for you. Today, we're talking Splitboards, but not just any old touring wagons. This right here is the 2023 split lineup from KORUA Shapes. Now, the Swiss brand only started up back in 2015, but sent a bit of a shockwave through the industry with boards focused on one simple thing, making the best possible turning experiences on the mountain. And recently, their focus has also shifted into making splitboards, taking that same ethos of snowboarding for the soul, but delivering it way beyond the resort ropes. So I'm going to give you a run through of their full splitboard line and show you some of the key features and characteristics of each of their models to help you narrow down your options. Let's start with the Escalator Split Plus then. And instantly you'll recognize that this one departs from their iconic red and white colorway. That's because it sits in KORUA's Plus collection, utilizing the fastest, lightest, and most premium materials at their disposal. The Escalator is a split specific shape and it's designed for big days or multi-day trips in the backcountry with an equal emphasis on performing on the ups as well as the downs. And it does slightly depart from some of the trademark KORUA characteristics. Starting with the shape, and I think that this is quite important to highlight. It definitely doesn't have that wider volume shifted dimension that many of their other boards have, and there's also a lot less taper running from nose to tail. So when you're ascending, it breaks trail more easily or it runs along existing skin tracks much better. Also, that narrower outline gives you better purchase if you're ascending on a sketchy traverse or an icy face. And it's the little design features that go a long way too. Can you see how they've cut out this little notch in the nose here? But when you're skinning, this helps to prevent the nose from snagging up on any snow ahead of you. And how's this for a stroke of genius? You can actually wax the top sheet on this thing, which prevents snow from building up and adding excess weight to the board. It's simple, but it is super effective. And as for riding down, well, it's fast. It is really fast and incredibly stable. But I had the chance to test this out quite a bit, and what surprised me was just how manageable it was to work that torsional flex through the middle and fine-tune every turn along the way. And that's kind of the holy trinity of splitboard design, right? Fast on the ups, solid on the way downs, but still packed full of character to let your style come through. Right, now for something completely different. So the rest of the splits are from KORUA's classic line, and these things still go, but if you're not going out at dawn patrol missions or multi-day tours, you'll probably be better suited to one of these. And this right here is the Dart Split. Taken from their solid line, this thing is all about turns for the soul. It's best in super deep conditions or shorter, less technical ascents. And the shape on the Dart is more akin to what you might expect from KORUA. A super wide nose, a really big taper, and then this deep swallowtail here at the back. There's also a lot of rocker here in the nose before you get towards this setback positive camber. But what's especially great about this is how much control and steering you can generate through the back foot. That swallowtail is designed to sink down into the snowpack and is primed for making short, tight, slashy turns. So think of riding tree lines, wind lips, gullies, that kind of thing. What I will say is that the tail is still pretty stiff torsionally and the camber does provide a decent amount of grip. So if the snow isn't optimum that day, you'll still be able to get after it and feel confident riding in more challenging terrain. But really, you know where this one's going to be at its happiest. Also, worth mentioning that the Dart Split is now available in a 156 this season, which opens it up to a bunch more riders. Okay, next up, this is the Pencil Split. It's quite similar really to the Dart Split with that really directional shape and big rockered profile in the nose. And once again, this is optimized for day missions in the backcountry or lift supported side country. But one of the key differences is here in the tail. It's got this crescent moon cutout, so a much fuller tail than you'd find on the Dart Split. Now I'd say this helps with a couple of things. Obviously, it's still going to really thrive in the deep conditions and big powder faces, but having that extra length and torsional support in the tail gives the pencil a slight edge when it comes to holding up under more scrappy or hard pack conditions. Sizes on this one go up to a 164 as well, so bigger, taller, heavier riders might find this is the best option for them. But really, this one's all about laying out those big, drawn-out cover shot style turns where you get so much surface area to work with, and that keeps things super stable at high speeds. And for the loyal fans of KORUA, you'll know that the solid version of the pencil has been in the line for a long time, which is testament to just how popular it's been for so many riders. Lastly, we come on to the Transition Finder Split. Now, this is probably the most versatile split board in the line and really covers the whole basis for all conditions, all abilities, and all terrain. You'll instantly see that it's got a much more freestyle friendly shape. So if you do want to take it in switch or boost some natural features, it's really well set up for this. That's not to take away from any of its performance in the powder. Like the dart and the pencil split, it's still got that setback camber, that rockered nose, and a decent taper running from nose to tail. Something that I think's worth mentioning here too, splitboard days aren't always going to be blessed with bottomless powder and blower conditions. You'll often find yourself riding between chairlifts first thing in the morning, or skinning up over scrappy ascents and potentially side slipping or even switch traversing your way into your line. And the Transition Finder has a really functional shape in this respect. It'll have your back through the good times as well as the bad. Okay, and that's your split line from KORUA Shapes. Now, no matter which one you go for, there's some really important split specific features that will come equipped on all of these boards. Every board comes with a standard voile hole pattern, and you can purchase pre-cut skins through KORUA for every model and size, so you'll be pretty much ready to go straight away. And can you see how all the boards have this hole hook system here? Well, that allows you to leave your skins on when you're assembling the board back into ride mode, so if you find yourself somewhere pretty exposed, you can feel confident that the ski isn't going to slide away when you're not paying attention. It's simple stuff, but if there's one brand that does design really well, it's KORUA. So then, which one do you go for? Well, while I do think the Escalator Plus is a really special split and was in fact my favorite one out in test last winter, it does come with a bigger price tag. So it's really only reserved for experienced splitboarders clocking up some pretty serious vertical meters and looking for a super light and reliable workhorse for deep in the backcountry. The dart and the pencil are slightly harder to split the difference between. Both are great in powder, obviously, and both will hold up well in less favorable conditions. For me, the swallowtail on the dart just gives it the edge for riding on the deepest days and making those super fun slashy turns, whereas the pencil will hold up at higher speeds and more drawn out turns, or in slightly more challenging terrain. As for the Transition Finder, well, this might be the Goldilocks of the lot. A great powder driver, a freestyle friendly shape, and a really reliable splitboard, both inbounds and well beyond them. Right, I think that's about it. I'll stick some links down below for more in-depth reviews as well as where you can buy these, and if you want to know anything else about KORUA's split line, please drop your questions down below. Cheers for watching everyone, and we'll see you next time.